What if one song could shatter every record twice in a single day? What if the entire music industry stopped breathing just to watch the numbers rise? Apt, the historic duet between Bruno Mars and ROSÉ just did the unthinkable. Again, before you read further, hit like, drop your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe for more stories that redefine music history. What if the impossible happened not just once, but twice in the same heartbeat? What if a single song could defy every expectation, rewrite every record, and silence even the most skeptical voices in the music industry on a day that will be etched into music history forever? APT, the genre-defying duet by global icons, Bruno Mars and ROSÉ did exactly that. In one breathtaking, almost surreal moment, the song not only surpassed 1.9 billion streams on Spotify but also hit 1.9 billion views on YouTube. On the same day, the numbers didn't just rise, they exploded, turning what should have been another quiet midweek music report into an international phenomenon. The world has seen hits before. The world has seen records broken before. But this was different. This wasn't just about numbers ticking upward on a screen. This was about a global pulse, a shared heartbeat, millions of people across continents, pressing play again and again as if their very lives depended on hearing this melody one more time. The streets of Seoul buzzed with late-night street vendors playing it on repeat. Cafes in New York filled with its smooth, intoxicating rhythm. Cars in Paris rolled down windows to let strangers on sidewalks hear that same harmony. It was as if the whole world was tuned to one frequency, and that frequency was APT. How does a song reach this kind of power? How does it break through every cultural, linguistic, and generational barrier? The answer might lie in the alchemy between Bruno Mars' velvet smooth, timeless vocals and ROSÉ acute ethereal, aching delivery. Separately, they are titans. Together, they are lightning in a bottle. From the moment APT first graced the airwaves, it was more than a collaboration. It was a cultural collision. It was the moment two galaxies aligned, creating a gravitational pull so strong that listeners couldn't escape even if they wanted to. The journey to this milestone was already the stuff of legend. For 21 weeks, APT sat like an immovable giant at #1 on global charts, breaking streaks many believed could never be touched. Fans stayed up until midnight in their respective time zones, just to be the first to hit replay on its daily streaming counter. Online communities formed entire traditions around it. Mass streaming events, lyric breakdown nights, and even cover challenges that brought in listeners who hadn't even been fans before. And yet, for all of that, nobody expected this. Nobody expected two completely separate metrics, Spotify streams and YouTube views, to not just climb but to crash through the 1.9 billion barrier in perfect synchrony. The industry didn't just take notice, it stopped in its tracks. Executives stared at dashboards with expressions caught between disbelief and awe. Social media lit up like a wildfire, with hashtags surging into global trends in minutes. And somewhere out there, in a quiet studio or hotel room, Bruno Mars and ROSÉ must have been watching the numbers tick upward, feeling the weight of what they had just accomplished. Was it pride? Gratitude? Or was it that same stunned disbelief that the rest of the world felt? Music historians will talk about this day for decades, dissecting how a song could command the world's attention with such ferocity. They will talk about how the melody's effortless blend of modern pop grooves with classic soul textures made it feel both timeless and new. They will talk about how the lyrics, deceptively simple but emotionally piercing, gave every listener something to cling to. But perhaps the secret lies not in the production, nor the marketing, nor even the artists themselves. Perhaps the secret is in us, in the way this song made us feel seen, connected, alive. If APT's first week was a celebration, this moment was a coronation. It wasn't just breaking records, it was rewriting what records even meant. The idea that two platforms, each with billions of active users and completely different consumption patterns, could witness this exact milestone on the same day was so rare. It bordered on myth. The odds were astronomical, and yet, here we are, living proof that the improbable can happen. And when it does, it feels like magic. Now the question lingers in the air, impossible to ignore. If APT can reach this height, what's next? Will it be the first song to hit 2 billion on both platforms in the same week? Will it spark a new era of global music dominance for cross-cultural collaborations? Or will it remain an untouchable golden moment, the kind that happens once in a lifetime and can never be repeated? One thing is certain. Somewhere right now, as you're reading this, someone is pressing play on apt, someone's hearing Bruno's smooth falsetto glide effortlessly over ROSÉ Acute's crystalline harmonies for the first time. Someone's falling in love with music all over again, and maybe, just maybe, that's the real record apt broke, reminding the world what it feels like to be completely captivated by a song. Because in the end, it's not just the numbers that matter, it's the way this song has threaded itself into our lives, in the quiet of late nights, in the chaos of crowded streets, in the moments when words fail and only music can speak. And as those 1.9 billion streams and 1.9 billion views keep climbing, we're left with the thrilling realization that we're witnessing history. Not from a distance, but from the inside. This isn't the end of apt's story. Not even close. The question isn't whether it will keep breaking records. The question is how far it will go before the world finally catches its breath. The air around APT's success doesn't just feel electric. It feels historic, as though we are living inside a chapter of music history that will be studied, quoted, and relived for decades to come. This isn't simply a moment for fans. It's a cultural timestamp, a day, and the world collectively turned its attention to a single song, united by something they couldn't quite explain but couldn't stop feeling. Somewhere in Los Angeles, maybe in a studio that has seen countless hits born between its walls, Bruno Mars could be pacing, phone in hand, watching the live counters tick upward with every passing second. You can almost imagine the subtle smile forming, not out of arrogance, but out of sheer wonder. The kind of wonder that even a 15-time Grammy winner still feels. An art connects so deeply with so many people. Meanwhile, across the world in Seoul, perhaps Rose sits quietly by a window, city lights flickering outside, scrolling through an endless feed of fan messages, tears welling up as she realizes the scale of what they've just achieved together. And the fans, oh, the fans. They are the invisible engine behind this phenomenon. The reason the counters move at all. They don't just listen, they rally. They organize streaming marathons as though it's a global sporting event, posting reminders across time zones, creating digital play parties where people from Tokyo to Toronto press play in unison. It's more than support. It's devotion turned into action. And on this particular day, that devotion paid off in a way that felt almost scripted by fate. Critics and industry veterans have tried to break down the why of APT's success, searching for a formula they can replicate, but that's where they misunderstand. Apt isn't just the sum of its musical parts. Yes, the production is flawless, each beat landing exactly where it should. Yes, the lyrics are addictive in their simplicity, masking layers of emotional depth that listeners discover with each replay. But there's something else, something unquantifiable. It's in the way Bruno's voice doesn't just sing but leans into the listener, pulling them closer. It's in the way ROSÉ Acute's tone seems to carry a delicate ache, the kind that makes you think about love you've lost, love you found, or love you wish you'd had. That emotional honesty, paired with the rarity of this cross-cultural collaboration, created a kind of universality that modern pop rarely achieves. It's not a song for one country, one language, or one style. It's for anyone who's ever felt alive in a single, fleeting moment and wanted to hold on to it forever. And maybe that's why people couldn't stop pressing replay. Maybe that's why, on this day, the numbers on Spotify and YouTube didn't just climb. They soared in perfect, synchronized arcs until they crossed that 1.9 billion mark together, like two runners breaking the finish line in the same instant.